This conference will now be recorded.
for this item.
Great. Okay, so motion for approval. Any discussion? Everybody online? Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Passes. Item 4B.
Item 4B is consideration of action to establish a regional mobility advisory committee, the RMAC, for regional transit authority research and designation purposes. And just as a small summary, as you recall, this action item was in the form of a presentation was provided to the board last month. And so because of the high interest from all the elected officials, we are going to proceed and create, based on the recommendation, a committee to move forward and do some research, further research um, on on creating the regional transit authority for for the region, whether it be creating a new bill or amending the existing bill. So those are the I guess the works that they're going to get conducted. But before then, a lot of research is going to have to happen before that. I believe that this is going to be a long process because obviously, it deals with transportation, mass transportation, and so we want to make sure that everybody's fully aware and get us up to speed with all the details forming the regional transit authority.
In its current form, it doesn't mandate participation.
That's correct. It's strictly on a voluntary basis, but we highly recommend that elected officials are involved. That way they can.
No, I'm saying if you were to get the committee, as it passes, it doesn't mandate entities participate on it. It
No,
mandates leadership.
that's correct.
Okay. Check. All right. I entertain a motion for approval. Sure. Calendar should determine calendar from. Okay. Go for it. Second. Okay. Any further discussion? Otherwise, all in favor? Opposed? It passes. Thank you. Okay.
Uh, Really quick, under Executive Director's report, just to be brief, just want to introduce new staff. We had about six folks, two new on board. Ms. Rebecca Cabrera, Alexander Salazar. We had four promotions: Mr. Javier Salazar with RGV 911, and Mr. Hector Martinez with Valley Metro, and Ms. Vanessa Salinas from AAA, and Ms. Luma Martinez from AAA. Congratulations and welcome aboard to the members, new staff members.
Great.
That number two, updates on regional news, employment opportunities, training, and legislation. The only news that I have is related to obviously the water situation. We're still struggling to meet demand or so receive the allocation from Mexico. And so we are going to be sending out some resolutions. I believe the irrigation districts are going to take a trip up to Washington March the 18th, and so try to see what the federal government can do to try to convince Mexico to give us whatever water they owe us up to date. So if you see any will come forward, please place it on the agendas so we can collect them and then walk them up to DC.
Okay.
That concludes my status report.
Okay. Item number 5, departmental reports. Department 5A, Community and Economic Development. Ms. Melissa Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
I have an action item today. It's a consideration and action to approve the transfer of the Explore RGB resources to the RGB partnership for the continuation of promoting the RGB region. A little bit of history. The LRGVDC got an EDA grant back a couple of years ago to develop Explore RGB for tourism for the region. Um, which is kind of, been difficult for us to do. But since its development, it's gone through several updates, and in 2023, the RGB partnership themed their 2023 economic summit as one region, one voice. And so they believe the Explore RGB will meet that vision, that one vision, one voice, one region, one voice. And so they have been asked if they can utilize our Explore RGB website for their project and their, I guess, vision. Daniel, right? Is that what it's called? For the region.
I'm sorry, you asked them or they asked you?
They asked us.
How
They
much-
approached us.
How much funding did you have?
Oh God, off the top of my head,
It was a grant, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was a grant.
It was a grant through EDA.
through EDA, it was a
about
planning grant.
350,000
Yeah.
for the implementation of this research.
Yeah.
And it was back in 2017.
One-time grant.
Mhm. So I'm sorry, I want to introduce Daniel Gonzalez if he wants to say a few things about this website, about this partnership, and what he envisions Explore RGB can do for that.
Before you get started, I want to make sure I understand you correctly. So we created Explore RGB Research.
Mhm.
RGB partnership with a third party.
Yes,
And this one vision, one voice is headed by whom?
by the partnership.
By the
That-
RGB partnership.
Yes, that was their economic, that's how they named their economic summit this past August, Mayor.
Hello, everybody. Appreciate y'all's time. As mentioned, our economic summit that we had about a year ago already, the purpose of it was to bring the region together to make the statement that the RGB partnership would take the active role as the economic development, marketing it to the region, not to replace EDCs, but to market the region, outward messaging. So, the Explore RGB foundation that was developed, I think that it's directly in line with what we're trying to accomplish. We would like to add on to it. It does a great job of listing and exposing all the assets in the region, and we think that we can continue what the vision and the mission of the development of the site was with our initiative.
So when you say you want to add on, you're actually absorbing it, are you not?
Yes. So when looking at the site, it has a lot to do with human capital attraction, trying to bring people into the region to live here. What we're also wanting to do is expand it to bring in capital improvements, companies coming in to invest.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you're doing wonderful work. I just want to make sure that people believe that it's not that you're not adding any to your work. You're going to absorb this entity money, right, and continue.
We're going to absorb the product that was developed from the money that the grant. So the EDA grant was specific to the development of it.
That's right.
And so we'll absorb that asset. We'll continue to make updates to maintain the site and to expand it to what we're trying to accomplish.
So are we, as an entity, since we're the recipients of it originally, we're number one allowed to give it to you. Second of all, any of all the metrics that need to be achieved for that grant now fall on you. We have no liability after that.
That's correct. That's how we handle every piece of equipment that we have purchased and transferred over to the cities. This is no different. Would be transferred to them, and they have complete autonomy to what they do. Of course, meeting all the requirements, terms, and conditions of the grant. They can't deviate from that, but they will move forward with continuing to manage this website. Increased coordination.
Yes.
If I may, so just to be clear, so I don't think there's any exchange of funds. This is just absorbing the application that was built. I think it's a good thing. So it's just the app that was created. I think I still have it on my phone, so it's. I remember when it got launched. I think they're going to add to this Mayor and the city of tourism. I guess focus right now, so they can add to it. And I guess the partnership will now be in charge of this group of updating it, and hopefully with all the cities participate, right?
And Manny would sit on the steering committee as well as we continue.
Can something be done about the volume? We can't hear.
Yes, the question is, there was a product previously turned over to the partnership, which included delivery of a map regionally that included pretty much the sites that now this map has. And that product was kind of like lost completely. I know we tried to find that product so we could update some apps in that county, and we could never find it or get information from the partnership that used to run it. And finally, the answer we got was that the person that was in charge didn't really leave behind. And I just want to make sure that this is protected because this is $250,000 worth of work that videographers and all these guys did. I want to make sure that this doesn't disappear because of the lack of updating
I fully understand it, and I would have the same concerns. We would leave the hosting with the same. So RGVision is currently doing all of the updates. Uh, Currently, it's going to sit hosted there. Wherever we have it hosted, if we continue with them or use another entity, all of that will be made available. Access will be made available, and we definitely make it very transparent as to what we do. Because I mean, I've done EDA grants before, and I understand how stringent we are with making sure that the product has a continuation for its true purpose, and so we want to make sure that we honor all of those.
I think if I may add one additional thing, in this particular case, which is still the solid sampling management,
Yes, yes, sir.
doing part. So I think that'll help us say, okay, this is what we should now let's start doing this state.
Sorry for interrupting. Here's this, the people,
And Cass.
so the people online can hear. Just want to do a mic check. Ron, can you hear me?
Testing. Mic check.
Ron, can you hear us? Can anybody hear us?
We can barely hear you. But the audio's coming in and out.
It's the equipment you left behind, Ron.
Is this better, Ron?
Yes, it is. I can hear you now.
Okay, so everybody needs to move their mics
Yes.
up really close in order for them to. But I think Ann Cass had a question. Are you on, Ann?
Well, I didn't have a question. It just is that
Oh.
I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear anything.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
And then just to add, we are going to have some documentation, memorandum of agreement, which will define the duties and responsibilities of both entities, ourselves and the RGB partnership. And so, let's say Daniel leaves tomorrow, that asset can be retransferred over to the call. That would happen.
Yeah, and let me just add very quickly for everybody's sake. I think it's incumbent upon all of us, cities, entities, that this is updated because they can't update it by themselves, right? Like, I mean, if you're expanding the bridge, you're doing something like you got to make it known. It's got to be updated, and so um, it's no different than any one of our cities when we assign an entity to do something. We all have to be part of it. So as this transfers, yes, the partnership is now would be in charge or the ones hosting it, but it's incumbent on all of us to make sure we continuously update it because this is something that I hope to have as a link in our website, the city website. Like, hey, you want regional data? Go here. You want information on something outside of our city? Go here, right? So we got to make sure that we all update it, right? And that there is also that dialogue between somebody at the partnership and every entity so that everybody knows who to go to and how to make sure this is updated.
Yeah, we'll definitely structure that. I know that there's some resources that the site has currently that aren't being utilized, community calendars and whatnot. And so we'd make access to every city to be able to update that because one of the objectives that we're trying to accomplish is one of the focuses and audiences is ourselves and knowing what is going on throughout the region. So we'll definitely make that active. And thank you, Mary. We will highly rely on input from the cities because we want to make sure that we're keeping it as current as possible. Thank you.
Wonderful. Any further comments or
The only other
communication?
comment is that COG is a common denominator now for Explore RGV.
It is.
So every city, every entity, every educational institution, every other party out there that is part of us gets the message. Not everybody is part of the partnership. So you're going to have to do a little bit of outreach to make sure that we don't leave people behind in the process.
I appreciate that comment. And yes, we will, we'll actively work with Manny and we'll create those streams so that way we make sure we capture everybody.
And everybody can join your, I mean, it's not like you're charging them or anything, right?
No.
So
Yeah, we're not charging through the one regional.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a promotion of the entire region.
we understand. Okay. Any further comments? Otherwise, we need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
All right.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
And just a couple of announcements before I get off. The solid waste, I just want to let you know, the RFA closed on February 16th. We received 11 applications and they will be scored on March 5th, March 5th at 10 a.m. I will bring the awardees to the next board meeting for your approval. We have a ribbon cutting in Mission tomorrow for one of our final standalone facilities that was funded from the 2022 solid waste grant. It's tomorrow in Mission on 218 West 15th Street at 10 a.m. if you want to come out. And then the last thing on water quality, the RERAC is still accepting applications for the special purpose district irrigation category. The deadline is Friday, May 1st, and then we will select that individual at the next RERAC meeting scheduled for March 20th at 2 o'clock.
Wonderful. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Health and Human Services, Margarita Lopez.
Good afternoon, and
Good
once
afternoon.
again, thank you for the privilege of your time. I will make it quick. I do have one action item for your consideration and action to approve the renewal membership applications for the Citizens Advisory Council. These memberships will be for the terms of 2023 through 24, 24 through 25, and 25 through 26, which will then align with the area plan, which runs from 24 through 26. The following members submitted their applications for reappointment. Maria C. Garza, better known as Connie, for chair. Dr. Kendra Stein, vice chair. Rogelio Fuentes, Noe Portillo, Rose Timmer, Cristina Botello, Dr. Sudarshan Pasupaletti, Armando Garza, Deborah Lechico, Dr. Lin Yang, and Cesar Merla.
Are they different from prior?
Some of them have been there for a while, and some of them had submitted applications that we had gotten approved here previously, but the term was not defined. This time we had a meeting and to align their memberships with the area plan so that we can enter in a rhythm and have consistency and adequate representation from each county. We decided that everyone there would resubmit an application where now we have an established revised rules of function and they know what the term actually looks like.
Okay, great. Do you have a motion for approval? Yes, sir.
Yes.
The only question I have is if you have 100% of your board leaving on the same day, should we not say part of them are 18-month assignments and part of 3 years so that you don't have 100% of your board leave at one time? Or
That's a great question. So the term ends on 2026, September 30th. We will make the re-election or the reselection in the month of July. That way we know who's going to stay. and
Nobody's saying,
who
is it,
else
why
is
can't
gonna
you
come.
stagger them?
yeah, it's just say this person
Not
has
the whole
18
board.
Right.
It's just an exact way in July of 2026 you suddenly have everybody doesn't want to be there or whatever, and now you have an entire new board who has no continuity. It's
Yeah.
every time.
And so what we do know historically speaking is that they don't all comply with the entire term. And we continuously
Pick
have
up
people
people
that
on
are
that.
coming in, and so we
Oh.
pick them up,
Okay.
and that will ensure that we have a board, a council.
Okay.
I make a motion.
Second, all right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you.
No
And then I
opposed.
would also like to highlight that we submitted for your review the area plan that was approved from HHS. We got that approved with no issues or concerns, so we're very proud of that. To kick off that area plan, we already received our UTRGV School of Public Health interns. We are on a third round of internships, and their project will be to assess the needs and the contributions of the Winter Texans, just to make sure that we're capturing those needs and that we are being able to serve them as well. So they're already on board. They're with us today to get a feel of what we actually do here at the COG. And our conference that is set up for, there it's on the line. Thank you for bringing that up. For March 19 is now full. So we're happy to announce that we will be up to capacity on that day. So
Wonderful.
good things happening. And if you have any questions or you need us to bring something to your city, feel free to reach out.
We will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Next. Public safety.
Next, Public Safety, Criminal Justice, Homeland Security Programs, Mr. Cesar Merla, Assistant Director.
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor, and other staff members, and Cesar Merla for Public Safety. And we have one action item on the docket today. It is considering action to approve the resolution for the statewide emergency radio infrastructure for the calendar years of 2024 through 2026. This is a 2-year grant cycle, so the last cycle was in 2020 through 2022. So this is the next go around for the region. So we're pending your approval.
Did it change in any way?
No,
No upgrades? Nothing? No upgrades, nothing?
there is upgrades, and that's going to come into the next application cycle for this upcoming one.
Okay. Anybody have any comments or questions? Otherwise, no. I need a motion for approval. Yes, sir.
No, motion.
Motion, okay. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Thank you. And the one, the highlight that I have for the staff's report, and so the lengthy, is just our Ready RGV conference taking place May 9th and 10th. There is still plenty of opportunity to register. It is all open right now. It is $100 now, unfortunately, but we do have a good amount of attendees. We're so far at 85 attendees, some of our key speakers. And during the next board meeting, I'll have more of an actual diagram, but during the next our keynote speakers are Chief Tony Pena from TDM, Dr. Emily Crow from Dishes or Department of Sales Services.
Yes,
So
sir.
we got some interesting people coming in as also from CISA on the cybersecurity side. So it should be pretty fun. So just want to let that out. So
Well, best of luck. Congratulations.
thank you, sir, and thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
I will add to that, just for specifically for the Executive Committee, before we leave, there is going to be an item that unfortunately it has some stringent deadlines attached to it. That's the Homeland Security Grant Program that's currently being under review. And so you want to touch on that just to give them a heads up?
Yes. Yes, thank you, sir. So our state Homeland Security Grant Program will be releasing their funds, or their batches, excuse me, of applications on or after March 4th, per what they say. So the quick turnaround time is March 18th. We're aiming to have our meeting on the 13th, and then an executive committee meeting on the 15th to ratify and submit everything, and then we go from there. The last go around was roughly 5 million over. So we did get a lot more applications, but we'll find out for sure which ones qualify on March 4th. So a lot more information to follow, but it's going to be a quick turnaround time.
Best of luck, man.
So, yeah, a lot of good stuff coming.
Bring home the money, sir.
Trying to. Thank you.
All right.
The next item is Police Academy Program, Mr. Javier Solis, Assistant Director.
Good afternoon, Mayor and esteemed board members. Javier Solis, Assistant Director, Training Coordinator for the Regional Police Academy.
Yes, sir.
I have two action items for you. First one being consideration and action to approve the interlocal agreement between the Lower Rio Grande Valley Academy and law enforcement agencies for TCOL training reporting.
Okay. And its purpose is what?
So we were doing a lot of our old MOUs when we work with other agencies. These agencies have a need. They don't have an academy number with TCOL. So they need assistance from a TCOL provider, which we have, to report training for their officers. And a lot of the old interlocal MOUs that we had, they're outdated. They haven't been updated for several years. We wanted to go with interlocal agreements to align ourselves a little bit more under the Interlocal Cooperation Act, Chapter 791 of the Texas Government Code. Since we are working with governments, it's governments working with each other, it just aligns better. It spells out and defines the responsibilities of both parties entering the agreement. Something that was not so much done so with our old MOUs. So it's mainly for the purposes of updating our interlocal agreements with our local surrounding agencies.
Okay. I need a, second, no, County, any other concerns, comments? No? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Pass, thank you.
Thank you. Second action item, consideration and action to approve the newly created LRGVDC interlocal agreement template for the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement TCOL training sites and facilities. Same background is that we are seeing a need throughout the region to expand our satellite sites for our police academies. Departments are gathering new equipment, better technologies. We want to be able to expand our ability to provide our cadets coming through our academies the opportunities to partake in those satellite sites. At the same time, we're updating a lot of our site MOUs are outdated, and we're trying to update it. So we went ahead and did them both at the same time, the TCO reporting interlocal and the training site facility interlocal.
All right, sir. Thank you.
How long are these agreements good for?
In the wording, they're initially good for 2 years, and then there are automatic 1-year renewals if the parties agree to remain with the interlocal
So it
agreement.
can continue as long as you need to.
Yes.
Great. Any other comments or questions? If not, I need a motion approval.
So moved.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. All right, thank you.
Thank you. The one highlight that I do wish to provide the executive board is that we have finalized our cooperative extensions for basic peace officer course academies with the city of Harlingen, which is coming back to the Lower Rio Grande Valley Academy. We're excited about that. And with the city of Mission, Texas.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Moreno.
Next up is the Rio Grande Valley Emergency Communication District, Mr. Moreno, Dennis Moreno.
Good afternoon, Board. I'm the Assistant Director for RGV 911. I want to speak a little bit on our GIS division. No action item, just updates. Our GIS division just finalized and doing a soft launch of a Rubicon. That's going to be our system that will help streamline our addressing process. In addition, our IT team are currently inspecting 17 PSAPs. Those are our public safety answering points. So we're currently maintaining and verifying network testing. This includes our UPS, generator maintenance, and we're also looking at those physical devices. As we know, as 911, those computers don't shut off. They're 24/7, so we make sure everything is maintained and ensure 99.9 operational efficiency. In addition to that, we are going out in the community and engaging with our youth in regards to the importance of 911. So I ask you all, should you guys need us to be attending or want us to be part of your city events, by all means, send us an invitation and we'll gladly attend. For that's the end of my report. And should you guys have any questions, I'm available.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Transportation?
Transportation,
Tom
Mr.
Logan.
Tom Logan.
Good afternoon. We do have an action item, consideration and action to approve a cooperative purchasing agreement between the LRGVDC Valley Metro and Washington State Department of Enterprise Services for the procurement and rehabilitation of transit buses. Currently, we utilize the TxDOT contract, but that contract will not be available next year. So we're moving into this new contract to procure and also refurbish some of our buses.
What happened in Texas?
They don't want to follow up with the process of renewing that contract.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions, concerns? No, otherwise I need a motion. Sure. Second, thank you. Any further discussion? Otherwise, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Reports real quick. Ridership year to date, we have 377,000. We continue to see an increase in our ridership across all of our system, UTRGV, STC, Valley Metro, our rural system, everything keeps increasing, so that's really good. Here with me is Mr. Manuel Escobedo, our project management specialist, who's going to be reporting and presenting on the Hidalgo County Active Transportation Plan.
Good afternoon. So I'll be speaking over the Hidalgo County Active Transportation Plan. And the items to be discussed will be the Hidalgo County Transportation Plan overview, the projected timeline, met and upcoming milestones, and requests for information. So the main goal is to implement a comprehensive system encouraging biking and pedestrian activity throughout the region. The main plan is to identify opportunities, to display comprehensive network, and to analyze existing marketing and programming for active tourism. This plan is scheduled to last till December 2024, and of course, after that, it's a matter of execution. This is the projected time frame. This Gantt chart shows some key dates, which is for the steering committee meetings that we'll be having, and one for public engagement, or stakeholder meeting, actually. We're about to have one next week, actually, that's going to be involving a one-to-one in-person meeting with some of the commissioners that are going to be involved. So milestones met. It's going to be the notice to proceed, which was executed on November, and then we had the first kickoff meeting in December 2023. For quarter one, we had early coordination between meetings between HAF, the Valley Metro, LRGVDC, RGV, MPO, and Textile. Upcoming milestones, we have monthly requests for reimbursement. Also in January 2024, we had the selection of the steering committee. And that was completed. The members already know who they are, and they're happy to be a part of this. For quarter 2024, request of information, that's hopefully will be completed by then, by the end of this quarter. And then for February, we got the first steering committee. Also that it's going to be coming up. And then also we got the public engagement in March 2020. So the request for information, we're just kindly asking and requesting all entities in Hidalgo County to share documents and data relevant and pertinent to the development of a thorough plan. Examples include public engagement, community facilities, infrastructure information, demographics data, studies, reports, policies, agreements, resolutions, grants, images of active transportation. And here are some actual images of current or future active transportation. We can see the West Echo area, and some of you might be aware that we had groundbreaking, well, not we, but we had a groundbreaking ceremony for the bike and hike trail that is going to be connecting hopefully with the rest of the main area in McAllen and San Juan. And also we had one in the Edinburgh area also as well, with the same name. Okay, if y'all have any questions, I'll be more than happy to help out.
What connection between McAllen and San Juan? What are you talking about?
There's going to be the hike and bike trail that's sponsored by a different program. It's not this part of the program, but that's between Commissioner David Fuentes, I believe, and Precinct, yes.
Between McAllen and,
I think,
oh, on the north side?
no,
No. Yes.
Okay, the location, so it's going to be 18th Street. That's where the groundbreaking for the West Laco area was. And then from there, it's going to run all the way to San Juan. Exactly the locations over there, I'm not too sure
Very nice.
what they are, but I believe it's more than 18 miles.
Yes, sir. Great. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
And again, I do highly encourage everybody's participation because this plan will identify current and future potential hike and bike trails, all sorts of multimodal transportation resources put on paper for the public to view and to, take action, walk, hike, be active. So it's a good effort. And again, can't forget to thank Hidalgo County because Hidalgo County funded the entire plan for all the cities in Hidalgo County. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. And we're now at item 6, executive session. RGMPO. Did we miss somebody?
Luis Diaz.
Oh.
Alrighty, good afternoon, Board of Directors. I'm Luis Diaz. I'm Interim Director for the RGVMPO. Just wanted to share real quick for our upcoming, our meeting right after this one, actually, we're going to be presenting the 5310 program overview. And what this program is, it's intended to improve mobility for seniors and individuals with disabilities by providing funds for capital and operating expenses that expand transportation mobility options. We went ahead and combined for 2022 and 2023, which was a total of $1,596,012. What's being presented at our policy board after this meeting is a resolution. And on that resolution, the distribution of funds have already been selected. We had a scoring process that identified these 3 different awardees. Well, actually 2. It's Metro McAllen, which will be awarded for a mobility management program, and that's $120,000. We have Metro McAllen. They're going to be doing a paratransit vehicle purchase and cutaways, and they got awarded $1 million $75,000 for that. And the third one was Valley Metro. So Valley Metro got awarded for hardware, software, mobility, and rolling stock project, $401,012. So that's the whole expenditure, and that'll be up for approval at our policy board coming up after this meeting. Also, I wanted to share that we're going to be going under public involvement for our next, for our 25-year plan, our MTP, and our 4-year plan tip. So public involvement starts on March 1st all the way to March 31st. We've already identified some locations for public involvement. The first one will be on March 14th, and it'll be here in the Ken Jones boardroom lobby. The second one is actually at the conference that AAA is putting on at the 2024 Live Conference on March 19th. And then we also have Cyclobia in Brownsville on March 22nd. So we have those 3 identified at this time. We may be adding some more, and this is going to be all posted on our website pretty soon. Any
Very nice.
questions? Thank you.
Very nice, Luis.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now we get item 6, executive session. At this point, we'll proceed to executive session to discuss item 6A. And we'll be doing that next door, correct?
Yes, for the board members here, we're going to go across the hall. And for the board members that are online, you received the additional link to go to meeting. So just log off of this and then log into the executive session link.
All right, the time is 1:14. We're back in open session. Item 6A, no action. Moving on to action 6B. Item 6B. That was it, right? A and B. No action taken. I'm moving on to item 7. Any new or unfinished business for this board or anybody online? New or unfinished business? No? Okay, I need a motion for adjournment. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Passes. We are adjourned. Time being 1:14. Thank you, everybody.